I used to believe that adult piano learners needed to practice hours every week. In fact, what I've realised now is they don't. In fact, they need to practice very little. They just need to practice very often. And the way to practice very often is to make a habit out of your practice. A habit is different to just practicing. A habit is something that you do on automatic pilot. There are 3 reasons why you should make a habit, I believe. One is muscle memory. When you read sheet music, your eyes see the music, your brain processes what it's seeing, tells your fingers what to do. When you first start piano, that's a slow process. Your brain's taking in a lot of data and it's slow. So the more often you repeat the process to start with, then you're forging the neural pathways in your brain, which means that you process the information more quickly. And it's muscle memory. The second reason is that if you practice very regularly, make a habit of your practice, then you are more likely to remember what you learned yesterday. If you leave a gap of 4 or 5 days or maybe longer, as an adult, you are more likely to have to go back and recap what you've learned already. So make a habit and you'll retain the information and you can build on it much more quickly. The third reason is that if you just make a habit instead of just practicing regularly. What I mean by that is brushing your teeth is a habit. Walking the dog is something you have to do. You could call it a habit. You need to make piano something you just do, that you don't have to think about, you just do it. And when you do that and you have good experiences of practicing, which you will do if you've made a habit of it, you won't have to recap, you'll not get frustrated. It'll just be there because you've got that habit. Then that helps create the motivation. So you're not looking for the motivation to go and practice because you've made a habit of practicing, and your motivation for wanting to keep going comes from successful experiences while you've been operating as a habit. This is something I teach my adult clients all the time because it's the difference. It's night and day. It makes all the difference if you can get into that mentality and make a habit. And my ideal clients are in the 30, 40, 50, 60 age group. You may have tried piano before or not. Maybe you learned as a child but you think you've forgotten everything. Maybe you've not tried before. Maybe you have tried before and you've been teaching yourself on YouTube or something like that and getting frustrated because there's a lot of information and you don't know what order it comes in. Well, you're my ideal client. Set yourself up for success. Create the circumstances for success, and what might they be? Could be different for each of you, but here's a few simple ideas. Don't put your keyboard away. Make sure your piano is tuned if you have one. Make sure you've got an adjustable seat or just a seat at the right height. You don't want any arms on your seat, they'll get in the way of your elbows when you're playing, things like that. These are the conditions. Make sure you're set up in a place you won't be interrupted. There's no point trying to jump on the piano for 5 minutes if the kids are running about, or if you're in the room where the television is. Don't even do that. Those conditions won't work. Practice at a time of day when you won't be interrupted, and you know for yourself what's going to work best for you. So you need to think about this, set yourself up, set the conditions for your success. Short, regular sessions feel manageable, so you're not as likely to put them off. Long practice sessions will feel intimidating. And here's another thing. If you miss a couple of days, suppose you have a habit, and in your habit you're going to practice 5 minutes at a time, which is all you actually need. 5 minutes at a time is perfect. But suppose you miss You do 5 minutes on Monday, you miss Tuesday, Wednesday, and you come back on Thursday. On Thursday, don't try and do 15 minutes. Just accept you've lost Tuesday and Wednesday and stick to 5 minutes, because you just set yourself up to fail if you try to stockpile all those minutes that you've missed. Don't do that to yourself. Don't put yourself underneath that condition. Make sure your conditions are right for success. And remember, think about it like this: small wins. If you can just practice for 5 days or a few minutes every day, doesn't sound like much, but 5 minutes a day is 35 minutes in a week. I don't know what that is in a month. I'd have to get a calculator out to work it out, and I don't know what it is for a year. But all together, the combination of doing it very regularly, so you're not forgetting things, you've not got big gaps, you're building, your brain's working faster, you'll get much further doing 5 minutes a day than you will by doing an hour a week. And also you'll encourage yourself and self-motivate yourself by being kind to yourself and not giving yourself bad experiences of having to go back in the books and to recap and get frustrated. So don't do that to yourself. The final thing is, if you build a habit, it fits easily into a busy life. What is 5 minutes a day? It's a tiny percentage, don't know what it is, but it is a tiny percentage of your day. It has to be doable for busy mums, it's doable for people that work, it's doable for shift workers. It's just doable, but you need to make a habit of it so that it just happens and you're not having to struggle to find that time. Call to action. After watching this video, there are 2 ways I can help you and 2 ways you can help yourself. 1, register for 7 days free at Perfect Piano Academy, and you'll see for yourself how fantastic my program is for adults. 2, join my private Facebook group. 3, get the right keyboard. Type keyboard in the comment below and I'll tell you the specifications that you need to look for and the characteristics for the perfect keyboard. 4, if you have a piano, get it tuned. Clean the keys. Nothing worse than playing a piano with sticky keys if there's been a child in the house. And make sure you've got an adjustable seat. And believe me, I know you can do this. I've worked with lots of adults over decades of piano teaching. I've now written my Perfect Piano Academy program and I know this works.